messed up, and I'm going to try and fix that. So I think we're in. Yeah, it looks good to me. And we are ready to go. So welcome, guys, to round 4 of the grand finals of War is Coming. This is the 1v1 round, and the one that I am most hyped for. We should see some awesome games right here, and I'm so looking forward to seeing how these go. Obviously, so far, the 3 of the 4 rounds that we've seen have all been won by the Legends, and you know, they won pretty clearly as well. I think it was like a 5-2, a 5-3, and a 5-1 victory, or something like that, another 5-2. Either way, Legends really in the lead, and I think it's pretty clear that they will end up winning this series, but not this series, but the grand finals. That's what I mean. But I think that the Legends, they deserve that win. They've done very well, and you know, I'm just looking forward to seeing how these 1v1 games go. Because for me, this isn't so much about War is Coming as it is about seeing, you know, the top players in Age of Empires play 1v1 together. That's all I wanted all tournament, and we will wait for the very last set of the very last games to get that. And that to me is what it's all about. 1v1 is where it's at. So for game number 1 here on Scandinavia, we have down to the south of the map in the yellow, the Viper. And yeah, someone just pointed out in the chat, I've got the RTSL thing up. Let's remove that. That's this is not RTSL, guys. No, it's not RTSL. This is War is Coming. So yeah, down to the south of the map in the yellow, we've got the Viper, and he's playing as the Spanish. And up to the north of the map in the blue, we've got Riot playing as the Spanish as well. Someone's saying the scores are gone as well. Oh, goodness me. Let's fix all this. There we go. And there you have it. Up to the north, we have got Riot playing as the Spanish. So Spanish versus Spanish, Scandinavia, but Viper versus Riot. Should be a good one. I'm not surprised at all that we see Viper coming out for the Legends here. Of all the 1v1 players in the world, Viper is pretty much up there as the best. I mean, you know, in a best of 21 right now, he'd probably come out on top against everybody, or anybody for that matter. So it's not surprising at all that they bought Viper out for this first game, and I'll be interested to see if they who they rotate in later on. Obviously they've got Cab, Jordan, and Doubt as well. And then of course for the Warlords here we have Riot, who I think is, you know, probably their stronger player, or one of. Obviously they've also got Baggio, Throw, Fire, and wow, how can I not remember who the third is, or the fourth is? It'll come back to me eventually. But yes, I think Riot definitely a good choice to bring out at the start here. So Scandinavia is a pretty good map. It's the kind of map that usually ends up going to a longer game. Obviously you've got 3 boar here, which could certainly be pretty nice for the Spanish if they want to do a drush, but also, you know, a drush into a fast castle with a bit of walling, certainly a common strategy to see on this map anyway. And obviously the Spanish, with such a weak feudal age, I'm pretty much 100% that this game is going to go to the castle age aggression pretty quickly. We've also, of course, got the private lakes at the back, and it seems like they're both going to dock different lakes, or I suppose you could say rivers back here, which is good for now. It means they're both going to have safe fish for the time being. You see Riot's scout coming down here. He's going to find that dock eventually, and he's going to want to find out where Viper has docked. Obviously, it makes sense for Viper to dock this river. Later on, we may see you know, another dock coming up, and we may see some fires coming out to try and take down the fishing ships of Viper or something. Same for Riot as well. Could be seeing the same for him. Have a look. He's actually just missed Viper's dock. Look at that. Look at that. The dock's right there, man. It's like the one bit of the coastline he's not scouted yet. But hey, look at this. Riot's scouting. Absolutely fantastic so far. Got really good map visibility, really good coverage, and he's also got a really good score lead because of that scouting as well. Viper's now just moving out across the map to see what he can find, and I'm wondering why he didn't scout out a little bit sooner. I wasn't really paying too much attention to his scout there, but I'm going to guess right now that Riot still looking for that dock. And he needs to see it. Obviously, he knows for a fact that Viper will dock this. I mean, it's pretty much expected that that's going to be the case. But for Riot to find it and know exactly where it is, that's going to be important for later on. For now, though, getting the scout in there, and we'll have a look at the maps as well while we're at the early stage of the game here. Viper's gold is a little bit awkward, actually. If you have a look at that, it's right on a hill, which means that You know, mining camp there, going to be a little bit awkward, going to be a little difficult. It's also smushed up against that tree line, which means archers on the other side, easily going to pick off villagers on that gold there. As well as that stone on the left being quite far forwards, and that deer patch being horrifically far away from his TC. So, I mean, already walling up the right side, not a surprise there. Unfortunately, he does have a safe back gold. This wood line extends all the way across the left, right the way up to his TC. So if that gold becomes an issue, he will, of course, have that gold back here to rely on. But he will want to be, you know, relying on being able to get that gold later on. I mean, he is going to want the map control for that. And if you have a look at this gold here, that's pretty horrible as well. Looks like it's blocked off by the trees. He's going to have to go all the way around to grab it. And then, you know, mining camp in there, going to be very difficult to gather very effectively from that gold. So, Viper's map, not amazing. I think it's, you know, pretty difficult to have a terrible map on Scandinavia, simply because you can easily wall up most of the time. We have a look at Riot's base then. Obviously no rushing action. We're way past the 6 minutes 30 mark to see a barracks. But you can see he's got a nice back gold here, really good back wood, and also this wood on the side. Stone, very far forwards, but, you know, not really a problem. It's unusual to see trushing at this level. But of course, getting that stone later on, going to be very crucial, as they will want to be getting out some castles, of course. But to be honest with you, Riot's map certainly looks a little nicer in terms of the resource placement, but it is very open on the front. He's also got this big ice patch here, which is going to make things walling not going to be too difficult. You can wall across from here to here, make it like a funnel towards the TC. But hey, Riot coming forwards to take the deer by the looks of it, and he's got his scout positioned on a forward position as well, though he's not seen Viper taking these deer just yet, though. It looks like he's milling around right now. He's milling around. Viper's walling it up as well, and if we have a look, 28, 33 population, still not clicked up to the feudal age, obviously here, fast castle, and you know, I doubt we'll even see some scouts at this rate, but Riot's coming forwards with the barracks. That's nice. I thought he was going for the deer there, but he's going up with the barracks at the front. Looks like we're going to see some forward aggression from him, which is going to be really quite nice, actually. Look at that. He's going to try and block Viper's scout in. Oh, man, look at that. Fantastic play, but Viper just weaseling his way out of there. I don't know how he got out of that one, but with the faster feudal time, Riot has got the +2 attack on his scout, and Viper's scout is a goner. He knows that much. Viper trying to quick wall this up on the left side, and Riot straight in with the tower, gonna block that gold. Fantastic play by him, really good forward, but I'm worried it's not gonna do too much damage here, because Viper's map is so very wallable at this moment in time, and he is going to need one more piece of wall, and not even one, just, yeah, well, one more piece of wall, and he's walled him out. So Riot now has got an entrance on this right-hand side. It's the only gap into Viper's base. This far right is walled up, and the left side is now walled as well. And that means that Riot is going to have his aggression slightly slowed down here. You know, interestingly enough, he's also putting up a range right now, which is, you know, pretty odd from the Spanish. The Spanish don't get that crossbow upgrade, so seeing that range, a little bit unusual, I guess. I can only assume he doesn't want to get up a stable here and really hurt his castle time with scouts, but we may see skirms, yeah, so we're going to see some skirms coming out here as well. Going archers just not really any good for these guys. So Riot going to just target this palisade. I mean, at the end of the day, Viper can try and keep walling up behind it, but Riot's already found his way through. That spear's right there, but Viper now up to feudal, and he's going to, well, by the looks of it, scrap this whole fast castle plan immediately. He's not going to get this fast castle that fast at the moment. I mean, if we have a look at this, he's still pretty far off on the food. He's pretty far off on the gold, and you can see he's taken a little bit of stone already here, which makes me think he wants to either put like a counts tower. There it is, counts tower, and then he's going to take the stone. Possibly going to get a reasonably fast castle, but he's only got 3 villagers on the stone here. So, I mean, it's not like he is going to be in a position where he can just chuck up a castle as soon as he gets to the castle age. He's still struggling for food, and his gold is not there just yet. But I think he's going to have, you know, a sub 15 minutes maybe just after 15 minutes, which is not fast for a fast castle. But hey, he's got the ships on the water, bringing in a little bit of extra food as well, and he's going to be at that 800 food mark very soon. But Riot here, very aggressive on the front. I like this play from him, and it looks like he might just pick a villager from Viper on this right side as well. Note as well, earlier on, there's a villager on the left side. There's a female villager somewhere. There she is, 3 health, and some back here on this wood line as well. Just 4 health on that guy. So Viper's villagers really at risk, in fact, and if Riot comes around the back, he could still pick off a couple of villagers on this wood line. We see more defensive towers from Viper here. And he is scrambling for that Castle Age upgrade at the moment. I think Riot is not going to be far behind him, though. Like we said, he didn't make the scouts there. So, you know, he's not spending loads and loads of resources on army. He's done a few skirms, a couple of spears. He's still got his scout from the start of the game. And this is really nice. This is really nice from him. Because these 3 defensive towers from Viper, that's quite a lot of gold, stone right there. You know, 125 stone for each tower. That is no small deal. And as a result, that's cost Viper quite a bit of his economy here. You know, that's 3 lots of 125 stone. He's now moving a lot of villagers over to the stone as well. And you know, I think maybe he will just be able to get up a what's it called, a castle once he gets to the Castle Age. But man, Riot's just keeping that pressure on, and you know, even this wall is not enough. You throw up as many walls as you like, Riot's gonna find his way through. There's always a hole. There's always a hole. But either way, Viper, I don't think in a great position at the moment, in fact. I mean, Riot's score, look at that. Obviously, Viper's just clicked up to Castle, so it did take a little dip as well. But seriously, Riot's in a good position right now, and I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out. Riot at the moment, 450 stone. Looks like he will be able to pull off that Castle drop. Whether he puts it in a forward location or not, we will find out. But really, he's in a great spot. He's actually, yeah, he's got more villagers on the front taking the stone as well, so he will definitely pull off a castle drop once he gets up to the Castle Age. Viper, meanwhile, well, he's up to 67%. I think this castle is going to be pretty slow still. And at the moment as well, he does not have a stable, so he's gonna struggle retaking map control for a while here. It looks like his plan is to get up a castle, make some conks, and try and get the map control that way. But it's gonna take a while to do that. It takes a lot longer to get a castle, make the conquistadors, than it does to have a stable and start chucking out some knights to try and bring back some map control. 1 or 2 knights would easily clean up this army. And it would push Riot right back, and because Riot's played this really aggressively, he's played it really forwards, you notice Riot is not walled at all, so any counterattacks from Viper can be pretty damn effective, but he has to do those counterattacks quickly, because Riot is catching him up. Viper's second TC going up, which is going to slow down this castle somewhat more, and another scout getting in right there. Viper's just harassed, and not great for him right now at all. Look at that, meanwhile. Riot halfway up to castle, but he's got enough for the castle drop straight away. He's got enough for his second TC straight away. And I don't think he's going to be, you know, falling behind in economy simply because Viper has this second TC up. I don't see that as the case at all right now. So having a quick look at the villager count, you will see Viper has got 6 more, which obviously is, I think, due to the fishing ships at the back. We have a look, he's got a lot more than Riot there. He's got 7, 8, and Riot has just the 5, and also Viper's now got that second TC as well. But honestly, I think if Riot drops this forward castle, if he does it in a forward location, it could be pretty huge. And if he starts pulling out some conks pretty quickly as well, it could do a lot of damage. There's the castle from Viper. He's going to bring a lot of villagers to build that. And that castle is going to be really important as well, because that will push back that watchtower and get the gold. And there's the castle from Riot, just out of range of this one here, but it's in a good enough position that he could potentially use it to push in from that direction. But I think this castle location from Viper is pretty nice actually. It's on a hill. It's obviously going to get his gold back. It's going to be covering the choke point into his base, or the main choke point, and that of course will go up quite quickly as well because he's got a lot more villagers building it. So yeah, on this left-hand side, I think this castle here from Riot, it's nice, but it's not going to be perfect. I think, you know, it's certainly not going to be amazing for him to be able to push in right here, because this castle from Viper will cut down any conks that try and run through. So I think Riot's going to have to look for another angle perhaps, and you know, he could easily blast his way through this wall on the right side. That's very easy to do. And another thing that Riot could pardon me, could consider doing right now is, like I said earlier, maybe bringing a villager over to here, putting up a dock and making a couple of fires on this lake. He's got full map control. He could do that, and you know what he has? Look at that. He's got a dock here already. I didn't even notice. How did he get a dock? How did Riot get a dock there? In fact, look at these. These are Riot's houses right now. So yeah, there's the fire that I spoke about. But, you know, he's just got to get the fishing ships. Thing is, Viper's fires here going to be useless once this aggression is dealt with. They're not going to be, like, you know, killing Riot's ships off at any point. So Riot's in a great position, I feel, right now. And, I think that's a good thing. I think the Warlords need this at this point. So, wow. Okay, wow. Okay, Riot's on the way up to the Imperial Age. Like, what? You know, a theme that I've noticed this entire tournament. Riot's had blazing fast, absolutely blazing fast upgrade times. And today is no exception. This is 23 minutes, and he's on the way up to Imp. He's on 3 TCs. His economy is going to be really fragile right now. You know, he's not got a huge number of fishing ships at the back here. They're going to certainly supplement his food economy. But the real difficulty with a fast Imperial like this is the weakness of your food economy. You have a look, Riot really has very few farms. He's only well, in fact, he's not really sustaining villager production. His TCs are going to fall idle, I think, pretty soon. I mean, he's relying on these fishing ships right now. So he's got to get those farms up. Everything is very, very weak in his economy at the moment. He's taken a lot of stone, and, well, he's relying on basically going, I suppose you could say, all in at this point. I mean, this early Imperial time, he's doing that so he can get up a castle, use his castle for a treb and bring down Viper's castle quickly. But he has to act quickly. He has to be very, very efficient in his attack, and he can't afford to throw any units away because his economy is too weak that he cannot really easily replace them. Meanwhile, he's walling up on this right side. Viper then on the way over with some Conquistadors here. Could do some eco damage, actually. And, you know, Conquistadors, in my opinion, one of the better raiding units. And, you know, the Conquistador has the potential to do a huge amount of damage, rip into buildings pretty quickly. And I think Riot's walling here a little bit too slow. This could be pretty huge. Viper could get a lot of villager kills at the back, especially to these villagers that are running away. And this is the last thing Riot needs right now. He's done a fast Imperial. His economy's pretty shaky. He's 51 villagers versus Viper's 63. Just this Imperial Age upgrade, of course. And that's not nice to have your villagers now taken away from you when you need every little scrap of resource you can get. But that castle straight out with a treb. And of course, Viper's here, potentially going to be in a little bit of trouble. But the thing is here, Riot has nothing to support this army. There's no conks, there's nothing at all. And Viper's Conquistadors can run rampant around his base at the moment. Come in here, maybe pick some villagers. Come in here, maybe pick some villagers. Even just coming in at the front and picking off villagers on these farms. He's got so many options with these 5 Conquistadors. It's unreal. But I guess on the bright side, Riot did a little bit of eco damage to Viper on the water, taking a few ships down. But I think right now, Viper just needs to get some military out quickly. And he's actually not in a terrible position. At the moment, he's got these 3 rams. That's great. He's going to close the gap to those trebs with the rams. Probably take them out pretty easily. He can then move on to the castle. And where is Riot's supporting units? Well, at the moment, they don't exist. He's struggling to actually fund them. I guess at the moment, he would probably be better off making a stable or something. But he's going straight for a siege workshop. And I'm worried. I'm worried for these trebs right now. The ram rush from Viper's coming in. There's a total of 6 rams. And Riot's got 2 trebs that are completely unprotected aside from this castle. So of course Riot's running back. 1 Conquistador's out. Meanwhile, Viper's still raiding at the back of the map, still looking for villager kills there. And this is really very risky from Riot right now. So, I mean, we got, what, 6 rams, sorry, coming in. Viper might be making more, but he's done exactly the right thing with this high aggression here. He's going to park his Conquistadors under the castle so they don't take any damage. And that castle's probably going to go down. Riot deploying his trebs back here. He's going to go for the Conquistadors with his trebuchets. He's got no other option at the moment. I'm just going to avoid that for now. And we got 1 mangonel for Riot as well. Viper going to try perhaps to close the gap to that, perhaps bring it down. Very easily done. And in comes the 7th ram now as well. That castle is a goner. And I'm worried what is written to do at this point in time. He is in trouble now. He is in so much trouble. Those Trebs going to try and escape. Of course, Viper's ram train just going to clean up any buildings in his way. Oh man, Conquistadors coming from the back. And that's the GG. Riot, well, he tried, he took a risk, it didn't pay off, and, you know, I really liked that playstyle from him. I love the aggression. I think it was very, very good for him to go forward like that. But the fast Imperial, I don't agree so much with that decision. I think that was where it started to fall apart. The fact he played so aggressive and got comfortable in his map control, for Viper to bust out with 5 Conquistadors and do that much eco damage, for Riot to fast Imperial with such a fragile economy and then lose those villagers. For Viper to ram rush that castle down, that's the only hope Riot had there of pushing in. And there you have it. GG. Viper gonna get the first game in the finals of the grand finals of War is Coming for this 4th round. And that's 1-0 to the Legends then. Well played.